Hey over there, Joe Lunchbox.
Enjoy Nightingale.
And today, well, we haven't actually landed yet today. We are driving north to Tonopah, Nevada. We have left Las Vegas earlier this morning, and we made our first stop. Today we're actually going to be showing you cool stuff along the way. Lots of aliens, lots of art, and some weirdness. That's the kind of stuff we're into. That's why hopefully you click this video, and hopefully you come back again and click some more videos. But you want to drive around the middle of Nevada and look for aliens and cool stuff, Joy?
Why not?
All right. Well, we're glad you joined us on this adventure. If you want to come more, we'd already appreciate if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. But it's time to do this. So step right up. Let's go for this ride. First spot we came to is the Area 51 Alien Center. There are a lot of cool things in the middle of nowhere. We literally drove probably about an hour and a half from Vegas, and our first stop I couldn't be happier with. Area 51 Alien Center. We are around Area 51, more the backside of Area 51 as the time of filming this. We have some cutouts that you can see have been living in the desert heat for a while. On the wall we have one meditating alien, another alien riding his spaceship like it's a surfboard, shooting at a helicopter. Really is just a gas station with a large rest area. And another unusual thing around the back, which we'll show you in 1 second. We want to check this out first though. Ooh, more alien experiences you can check out. I love the wood cutouts. Wood cutouts are awesome. We have an alien and it's made that he looks like he's laying on the bench. Inside, there's a diner. There's snacks. There's alien. There's tons of souvenirs. Some of my favorite things. Already awesome. Every Area 51 thing you want. Even alien tequila. There are no aliens here, but this astronaut landed on a sandwich with pickles with rings around it. Picking up the car. Area 51 Nevada with the mountains. Found my t-shirt, Area 51 Nevada. It's out of this world. I love it. When I say they have anything that you can think of alien themed, from pencil tins to basketballs that you could pack and inflate when you get home. Area 51 hot sauces, alien salt and pepper shakers. I wonder if they had any Area 51 camo hats that could protect us in the desert. I just don't see any.
Hitchhiking around here, if I were you. Come closer and let Alien Zoltar give you some more advice.
Actually, an alien fortune teller. Joy made new friends with Chuck and Larry. I like how Larry has a green beverage from outer space. And there's a spaceship above you, about to beam you up. Galactic cutie. You're my galactic cutie.
Light up. Oh, it lights up. Oh.
He's cute. So you see, we're YouTubers. It's this weird thing on Earth, but no one documented your planet yet. Can you just take us along with you when you go home? We're doing all the souvenirs. We're going for the one that looks like the outside of the building.
Man.
Awesome. Souvenirs achieved. And from the front of Area 51 Alien Center, if you make a right, they actually have the Alien Cat House brothel. Not joking, in the middle of the desert, an alien-themed brothel. The oldest profession in the world is legal here in this part of Nevada, and you could go to a brothel themed to aliens. Need to be probed or do some probing? Here is the spot for you. Joy, I'm gonna go in and do some research for science. We have time, right?
Let's go.
I want to figure out what an alien lady of the night is like.
Let's go.
The amazing thing about travel is, it was my plan to come and share with you all Area 51 Alien Center. But I didn't know if I turned right past Joy, we had a massive firework. That might be the world's largest firework. Right now, I'm claiming it. It is the unofficial world's largest firework. I claimed it, but it's actually on their thing too. M800, world's largest firecracker. Alamo Fireworks welcomes you to Nevada. And I love a lot of buildings say, you can't shoot fireworks near them. Shoot fireworks here. Alamo Fireworks, open year-round. I think if that went off, we might even hear it all the way in New York. Area 51 Alien Center. It is interesting seeing the Bunny Ranch. Many of you might have remembered the show based on that on, I think it was HBO, it might have been Showtime. I'm gonna say HBO. Figure the Bunny Ranch. Now we have an alien cat house. Who knew brothels could be so much fun? We have made our way to the town of Beatty, and we have wild burros.
Donkey, donkey. Donkey, donkey.
And there's some laying over there under the sign. Thank you for welcoming us to town.
Yay.
So we continued down the road. We made it to an area called Rhyolite Historical Town. And we're actually in the Goldwell Open Air Museum. Because we look for the weird, we look for the bizarre. There's a sculpture here titled The Last Supper we just had to share with you. It looks like open cloaks of what would be the Last Supper. See. The Last Supper, 1984, by A. Zukowski. I can't tell what they're actually made of. It feels like fiberglass, but it looks like plaster. It looks like...
It might be more of the plaster because there's the, like the wiring and stuff, like right there. You can see. See right in between here?
Yeah. You can see the wiring that made it. It might be painted plaster or something of the sorts. It just feels more like fiberglass. But however it was made, you can see it looks like fabric was probably draped over something, then covered, creating the form almost ghost-like figures. It is amazing, like, this is an old town. It sort of became like a ghost town, historic site. But we are in the middle of nowhere. And there are these cool sculptures. You see the sitting position. It almost looks like they were actually built on stools to create that sitting position. And the Last Supper isn't the only sculpture in here. It's not even the only sculpture that looks like those ghost-like figures. I'm just a little distracted. We came into the middle of nowhere in the desert, and they're working here, which is good. Keep maintaining. But I wasn't expecting power tools as we were filming. It happens. So the next ghost-like figure we come to actually has an artist palette. You can see the primary colors and also green on his or her palette. This one is facing the Last Supper, almost like it could be painting the Last Supper. The last of the open air figures is this one of the ghost-like figure holding a bicycle. As you enter this open air museum, in the center we have a labyrinth. And you might be saying, that's like a maze. No, the difference is a labyrinth, even if you wind and twist and turn, there is only one path you can go by. A maze, you can dead end, backtrack. This one is leading to the center. There actually is an information center. And like I said, the guy was working, so it is open today. Cool little museum with some stones, some items found in the town of Rhyolite. Old photos of it. Went into the museum, bought some souvenirs, talked to them, and we learned the last name is Zukowski. And this one was also built in 1984, and it was called Ghost Rider. I know I'm backtracking, but we went in the museum, we learned stuff. I have to tell you what we learned. This sculpture is actually called the Server, and it was built in 1989. And what I thought was an artist palette was more a serving tray, and they used to look like drinks standing on top of those, like those were the bases of cups. So when Zukowski made these, he actually used as the models people of the town of Beatty, and they had to sit there or stand, and they were wrapped in plastic so the stuff wouldn't stick to them. And this is actually some burlap covered in plaster of Paris that would be draped over them, and they'd have to hold the still pose for 20 minutes so that plaster hardened enough to keep the form. I never knew from looking at it, but to represent the table at the Last Supper, there actually was a neon tube going across the whole way representing the table. Sadly, that did get broken. Like we said, this is from 1984. It's funny, we're about to go to the town of Rhyolite, and Rhyolite was built to last forever, although it only lasted 8 years. And Albert statues were built to last for only 2 years, and we are going on 39, which almost next year would be 40 years these statues have been standing here. We have an folded metal to look like origami swan called 1 in 1,000. Like I said, it's not only Albert statues here, there are other artist statues. It is interesting using something as hard as metal, but making it look as soft as paper, like it could be folded. The sculptures, you can see nature is starting to reclaim some of them. They weren't built to be permanent, and you can see that with the chicken wire and the cement over it slowly dissipating. We have some sort of face wearing a headdress and the 2 hands on the seat. Even though it does look a little crumbly, it says fragile. You can sit gently, just no groups on top of it.
I tell why. I just heard like a little crumbling.
And now when you're sitting on it, Joy, it's as if those 2 hands are groping you. They're grabbing your booty.
No, they're gently saying, here, sit.
I found a common theme in this video.
What?
I think it's beautiful ladies.
Okay.
We filmed you.
Okay.
We showed the alien cat house.
Okay.
And now we have a statue. It puts a new meaning to the song, She's a Brick House. Because as you can see, this woman is made out of bricks. And you might be looking at the giant metal gold digger. Not that kind of gold digger, actually a miner, a prospector. And be like, wait, what kind of bird is next to it? It don't look like an eagle. It looks like a penguin. You'd actually be right. It is a penguin. The town symbol actually was a penguin. It represented the enigma of gold mining. As much chance of finding gold in the desert as finding a penguin. That's why we have a giant penguin right here.
Gotta make our mark visiting the bottle house in Rhyolite.
I love that we're able to walk up to Tom Kelly's bottles house. And he has wishing wells with mosaics. Well, it might have just been a regular well. Let's see, was it just decorative or was it a real well? They might have filled it in, I don't know. I think it was just decorative. I knew there was a bottle house. I did not know there was a miniature town out of glass and mosaic. This did not disappoint. We've been trying to go around the country, see all the bottle houses. You can see how it was wood frame, chicken wire, cement, then the mosaics on top. This one actually had bottle caps. This house we're looking at right now is actually using the top of a bottle as its chimney. Some old plate, broken glass bottles. I want to know what these purple bottles were from. I don't think this town's big enough for the both of us.
I really don't think it's big enough for even one of us.
Tom Kelly's bottle house, a beautiful example of a bottle house. When you didn't have enough material, you used what you had to build something. All the old bottles, the mortar between it, framing out your house. Shame there looks like there is some structural damage, but it actually lets us look into how it was made. Bottle front walkway. Oh, it actually has an old bed inside. It really is like it's frozen in time. Some of the bottles almost have an iridescent feel from staying in the sun for so many years.
Here it says copyrighted 1902, but then here's another one that says again copyrighted 1902, but I guess the name of the bottle company is like written.
Reading from a placard we have here, Tom Kelly's Bottle House. The Tom Kelly Bottle House is one of the few remaining examples of bottle house architecture in the United States. In Nevada, where wood is scarce and expensive, miners often built their houses with whatever was cheap and readily available. The bottles would be used like bricks and mortared in with adobe. Bottle houses are great in hot climates because they are cool in summer, hold heat in the winter, and allow natural light. This bottle house was built in 1906 by Tom Kelly, an Australian-born stonemason turned gold miner, using over 50,000 bottles. The building cost about $2,500, with most of the money going for wood trim and fixtures. Instead of living in the house, Kelly decided to auction off. He sold 400 tickets at $5 a piece, losing about $500 on the deal. The raffle was won by the Bennett family, who lived in the house from 1906 to 1914. The bottle house unique location and appearance made it a sought-after filming location. In 1924, Paramount Pictures used it in the film Wanderers in the Wasteland, based off a Zane Grey novel. Later that same year, the house was also used in the film The Airmail. During that time, one of the film crews tore down a rear wall so filming could take place in the building. After wrapping up, the production company rebuilt the wall and did basic stabilization and restoration work on the exterior. And we have a picture of Tom Kelly's bottle house while under construction. It's crazy to think how short this town lived. Figure Prospector Shorty Harris and Ed Cross find gold in 1904. By 1908, the town's population here in Rhyolite was 5,000 to 8,000 people. Just imagine this road. There wasn't only these few buildings, there was buildings. This was a whole town. But sadly, the mine's production levels fall, and by 1910, people started to leave Rhyolite as the gold productions dropped dramatically. Even in 1910, the post office closes, and by 1920, this town only had a population of around 14 people. It's hard to picture what now is like a ghost town, filled with 8,000 people working, mining, living their lives. Figure every store needed had to be here. This was a full town. Right over to our right, we see a foundation of a building, and this was actually the Miners Union Hall, because mining was always such a hazardous occupation. The miners worked long hours, underground, sinking shafts and cutting underground tunnels, that they actually had a union. And this was the local Bonanza Miners Union, 235, was formed during those early days of Rhyolite. We actually have a picture of Miners Union Parade in 1907. I personally love coming to towns like this. I think it comes from the Boy Scout in me. I always loved exploring, seeing stuff, learning about history. and to be able to walk through towns that the remnants are still here, and there's plaques to read about it, but just see the structures blows my mind that we are standing where history happened over 100 years ago. I'm walking down what used to be the dirt road where miners were walking. That parade in 1907, right down this road.
Schoolhouse. But this is the second schoolhouse, not the first one. The first one was like a little wooden one.
Mm-hmm.
And then because they had more students, they had to build a bigger one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this one you can definitely see isn't made out of wood. This one looks like some sort of masonry, maybe some stone. I think this schoolhouse rocks.
But yeah, it was concrete blocks and poured concrete walls.
And what's crazy is the school opened in January of 1909, but closed in 1911 because the mines started not to do great.
So they needed a bond to do the larger schoolhouse. So in 1907, a $20,000 bond was passed by voters. Basically, like, the land was also donated to do the larger schoolhouse. The original $20,000 bond passed down to the town of Beatty and was not completely paid off until 1978.
Well, the building's still standing, so I guess it was worth it. And if you come to Rhyolite, even though it looks like you go walk through some of these paths, don't. Protect your heritage. This is still a sensitive archaeological site. They're still finding stuff from that town, and they don't want you trampling all over it. Definitely don't want you going through here. You can see some barbed wire. We have HD and LD Porter, 1906. Porter store would be sort of like your general store, the basic store of the town. It's crazy how much the wall crumbled, but that original sign up top still remains. You can actually see some filigree on it, made it look fancy.
At one point, it was like a go-to Christmas destination just because, like, the window displays that they would have, obviously thinking about, like, the big companies like you would have nowadays. But then when the Porter brothers actually left, the guy that's the H, the Hiram, because it was Hiram and Lyman, the HD and LD. Hiram actually stayed and was the postmaster until the post office closed here.
Next structure is the Overbury building, because it's named after John Overbury, from where some of my family lives in Orange, New Jersey. Came to Nevada in 1902 and made his fortune in the early days of the Tonopah mining boom.
So this would be a bank and business building.
Ooh, so this is the bank. I wonder.
The bank had electric lights and indoor plumbing, which was luxury for the time.
I believe you. But if it was a bank, the center thing in this right there, was that the bank safe? Then you see what the building looks like now. And then you can see what the building looks like then. It's awesome seeing all the stones that made the building, all the mortar. I'm trying to see if it was a safe.
Be safe here, though.
I'm being safe by the possible safe. We gotta be careful. There are a lot of rusty nails on the ground. Don't get one of those up our feet. Yeah, with these thick walls, if this was a bank, this would have been a safe, Joy. I'm saying it now.
You feel safe in there?
I feel safe in here. Farther down the road, the next building we come to, another 3-story building. You see the original stones, and when we peer up to the top, you can actually see that some brick we used for the final layer, maybe some decoration.
It was 3 stories plus a basement. Post office was in the basement, bank on the first floor, and business offices on 2nd and 3rd. The building also had electric lights, steam heating, and marble floors.
And to have such a beautiful building, but by 1910, it even sold off all of its fixtures. Imagine that's how quick the town boomed and that's how quick the town died. A lot of stuff is in the distance we're learning about. Senator Stewart, and we're talking about his mansion on the outskirts. And if we look into the distance, that might be his mansion over there. If you come to Rhyolite, be careful. Warning, rattlesnakes. I thought I heard one. It was just this little foofy dog's collar shaking. The last building we come to is, it looks like it used to say, the Rhyolite Ghost Casino. I don't know if that was the original name, I doubt it, but we have a casino. And you can definitely see a lot more money was spent in this building. Some fancier decor around it. There is a gate around it. It says 24-hour video surveillance, but the gate is open. I am going to figure, obviously we can't go in the building, but maybe we could walk up to the building.
I think so. This actually might have been their train station.
I thought it was a train station, but it only says casino. It doesn't say train station anywhere on it.
There was some lettering behind it.
Mm-hmm. They're like, who needs a train when we could gamble?
Nah.
Joy was right. I had faith in you. The building looks like it, but it says the casino now says it was the train depot. Since the 1930s, the depot has passed from person to person, eventually ending up with the Barrick Mining Company. So even though it says casino, this was the train depot. All right.
Both right.
All right.
In the 20s, Rhyolite enjoyed a small revival through tourism. Westmoreland bought the depot in 35, and beginning in 37, created it as the Rhyolite Ghost Casino.
We have actually a photo of the first passenger train on the Bullfrog Goldfield Railroad, June 18th, 1907. And it was named Bullfrog, not because it was bullfrogs here, but the color of the stones the gold ore was in was a green color, so they named the town Bullfrog. Well, they didn't name the town, the railroad, and a lot of other things were named Bullfrog because of it. And here we have when it was the casino, the Rhyolite Ghost Casino, circa 1937. And it wouldn't be a train depot without an old train car. We actually have a Union Pacific caboose that the elements definitely have taken most of it back. This train kept going till the wheels came off. Now it is permanently here. We came, we explored, we saw Rhyolite. I think it's time to get back to the road.
I think so.
There's a lot more to see. Well, some more to see at least. On the way to Tonopah. It's raining in the desert. What's the chance of the driest spots on Earth? Beatty is the gateway to Death Valley, and it's raining. Remember one of the most important facts when driving through the desert. When you see a gas station, stop and get gas, because you don't know when the next one's going to come. We stopped at this gas station because it's actually in Eddie's World. We went to an Eddie's World near Barstow, California, and it was pretty big and crazy. I think this one's going to be a little smaller in the town of Beatty, but it does have a cool little tower. It's not made up like an ice cream sundae. It looks more like a castle turret. I feel like we've come to a little oasis here in the desert. We got palm trees, a stream with bridges next to a rose garden. Look at this awesome brick arch, continuing fully while spiraling. Small but cool. Lots of fun little food, some stuffed animals, candies. Just what I was looking for. Another important thing when going through the desert, bring water. Leave with your favorite snacks from Death Valley Nut and Candy Company. Banana chips, milk chocolate banana chips, a stuffed animal. But here at Eddie's World, we actually can still get RC Cola. And when I mean they got some stuffed animals to choose from. I understand dinosaurs, you think of finding dinosaur bones, fossils. I don't understand them in real life, but I'll take it. Dragons, unicorns, is this a mirage? Pegasus, fly me out of here. Fun sodas. Pimple Pop soda, yum yum. Lake Tahoe, we're close, not that close though. EW, Eddie's World. Their little desert oasis even has a waterfall. You can hear all the birds in the trees, they're mad because they were swimming. And when I came over, all these birds, they flew away from the water. Go on, you got it. You got the grip. Yes, sit down. Okay. No, you're still afraid you don't got it? Next stop we're coming to, still in Beatty, another brothel. This one, Angel's Ladies. Now, you might be, why are you stopping at this brothel? Has a cool abandoned sign? Yes, because there is an awesome legend behind this brothel. Because right next to the sign, we have a little twin-engine plane. The legend of why there's a twin-engine plane crashed here at a brothel. Oh, you have to hear it to believe it. You see, this twin-engine plane has been here since it crashed in 1978. Legend says that the owner wanted to do a crazy promotion and gone terribly wrong. He set a mattress out and painted a giant star around it. And he had people, if they wanted to, they could skydive out of a plane. And if you landed on the mattress, you got to have cuddle time with the lady of your choice. Well, it says the pretty ladies were distracting the young, inexperienced pilot, and the plane crashed. And luckily, no one was hurt, but it still sits here today. And the guy owner, when this was still an active brothel, figured it was a good way to advertise his brothel. You're not going to see any other random crash planes on the side of the road here. It sits here still. You can see people have graffitied it. We're not going to get closer. There is a line in front of it blocking us, but we had to stop and share you the brothel of Angel's Ladies. And it's plain. So we made our way to Tonopah. We figured this is a good spot as any to end our video, because behind us we have these winged figures. They look just like at the Hoover Dam. They have winged figures that look almost identical to this. We'll put a link to that down below. But we made our way to Tonopah. The drive was supposed to be 3 hours. With our stops, it took a little bit longer.
Oh my gosh.
And if any of you are roadside aficionados of roadside attractions, you know what might be coming in future video, and you'd be right. So stay tuned. But we had a good day. We went to the Alien Welcome Center, walked around Rhyolite, where we saw the Last Supper and a bottle house, explored the quirkiness of two brothels.
Yeah.
I'd say in all in all, that was a good day. What do you say, Joy?
It definitely was.
I think we could call it.
I think so.
Finding weirdness on the road to Tonopah? Been there, done that. Remember, folks, safe travels
Good eats.
and live life. I have done my alien research. Here in America, the first president was George Washington. I am ready to fit in with the humans